greatness mean to you? I mean, we'll say you're a great mom, you're a great writer, um, you're a great chef. What does it mean really to be great? What does greatness mean to you? I was thinking about this afternoon because I was coaching a session this afternoon, a high performance coaching session for my Inspired Creator Community members. And it was about greatness. And there was some pushback on the word greatness. Like, what does that really mean? And, what if you don't want to be great? And, just, to be great at something means that you have surpassed the average, that you are not functioning in the mediocre realm. Think about Bo Eason. He's an author and a former football player, and he runs a program about getting up on stage and telling your signature story. And after he was a football player, so he got injured, and he became actually an actor and a playwright, and he acted in a one-man show called Runt of the Litter. You can look it up, Runt of the Litter. His name's Bo Eason. And he always says that his adversary in that play was mediocrity, that he was aiming for greatness and his adversary was mediocrity. And I think for a lot of us, that's the issue, that it'd be so easy to be mediocre, to be average, to not be as good as we can be. And to me, greatness is all about the commitment and the tenacity and the hard work and the the desire to be good at what you do. To not just be good at it, but be the best if you can. And if you don't want to judge against external, judge yourself against anything outside of you, other people or whatever, awesome. Because I really don't think your greatness needs to depend on other people or on what they say about you or on comparisons, because that's really what I meant was comparisons. I think you have to find an internal sense of greatness. You have to try to achieve your own sense of greatness and also inspire it in others. And from a high performance perspective, that's what we're really looking for. Is we want to have high standards and we want to try to reach our high standards, but we want to inspire others to have high standards. And that's why, good leaders inspire others to do better than they thought they could. And that's why good coaches inspire their clients to do better, to rise above their place of comfort and mediocrity or averageness and reach a higher level, to push for reaching their potential. I think we also, if we are striving to be our best self and to do our best and to be great at something, we inspire others. We're good role models. So if you look at, someone like Taylor Swift, I was just watching the Grammys yesterday. If you look at Taylor Swift, she has really pushed herself to be the best that she could be. The same could be said like of Michael Jackson. And what I loved about Taylor Swift was, how much she loves what she does. She enjoys it so much. And that's one of the reasons she's so good at it, is because she does that. But there are lots of people who look up to her, and she lifts them up by lifting herself up, right? And people who are great, I think also they allow themselves to be seen. And it can be scary to be great because you're out in front of everybody else, right? And you become subject to criticism or judgment and to, oh, look, they failed this time. Like people are, may not be what's the word? Gunning for your success. I don't know if that's the right word. But, so it takes courage to be great. Another quality of greatness is courage. And I think that too often we're looking outside ourselves to hear whether or not we are great. We're looking for other people to tell us whether we're great. And we have to have that internal sense of greatness. Otherwise, we're reliant on other people telling us and their opinion. And it's only their opinion, it's only their interpretation. And so it's best that we interpret for ourselves, that we feel inside that we are great. And the fact is that everybody is great. We're all great, and we all have greatness within us. It's a matter of whether we are tenacious, whether we are committed, whether we are courageous, whether we are willing to do the work, whether we're, inspired to rise above our comfort level. I'd love to be great in a lot of different ways. I I would like to be a great parent, a great writer, a great author, a great coach, a great wife, and a great friend, right? And I'd like to be great at my health, like keeping myself healthy, um, great at blogging and YouTube videos and all of that. But I have to admit that sometimes I've held myself back because greatness makes you different, sets you apart. And it is hard work and it does take you out of your comfort zone. And sometimes it feels super challenging. And sometimes I've been afraid of what other people would think. But I know that we are meant to be great. I know that that is our destiny. Some of us don't reach that destiny. Maybe destiny is not the right word, but it's why we're here, is to fulfill our potential, right? And to use our gifts to the best of our ability. I think about people like Steve Jobs, who put in so many hours. There's that book, I think it's called The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, where they talk about the 10,000 hour rule, and that you have to put in 10,000 hours to really be the best at something or to be good at it. And, people like that are inspiring, right? They're inspiring. And we want to rise to their level. They make us feel like we want to rise to that level. Every time I see, there are a few people I follow who are in really great shape. Or if I go watch my son dance and I look at all the dancers and they're all in such good shape and they work out all the time. And, I think I really would like to be that. They inspire me. I would like to, I don't have to have a perfect body, but I would like to feel strong and fit and so it's inspiring. When I go to a writer's conference and I hear the keynote speakers talk about their books and their career, I'm inspired. Makes me want to be a better writer, makes me want to be a better author, right? And so part of greatness is the fact that those who are great inspire others to be great, to rise up to that level. And I think that's so important for us to actually rise to that level. So, or to feel that urge to rise to the level and to act on it, to know that we can do more, that we can do better, that we can be great, and then to do what it takes, to be committed, to be tenacious, to be courageous, to be of service, to have the vision for where you're going and to take steps to get there. What is it? What does it mean to you to be great? What does greatness mean to you? Come up with a few words like committed and tenacious and courageous and, whatever. Come up with a couple words and then ask yourself whether you're living into those words. Are you being that? Are you being committed? Are you being tenacious? Just saying, if those were your words. Because if you're not living into those, you need to see where you can step up or decide how to step up. I mean, if you're not living into those words, if you're not being committed, let's say, or tenacious towards whatever your goal is, whatever you would like to be great at, then you have to step up and do things differently. And I think looking back over your life and saying, what would I like people to have said I was great at? And, and then do the things that allow you to be great at that, including changing your identity into somebody who is great at that, because then you'll have the mindsets and habits that go with that. I've talked about that a lot. But it's like having a plan for greatness. I remember Bo Eason talks about that. I think when he was 3 or 5, he created a plan for how to become, I think it was a pro football player, and get to the Super Bowl. Maybe it wasn't get to the Super Bowl, which he did. But anyway, he carried that plan around with him forever. It was a plan. And when he became an actor, it was like a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan, he said, and he followed it. What's your plan? If you were looking back over your life and said, okay, this is what I'd like to be known for, or be people think I'm great at. And again, it could be motherhood. It could be gardening. It doesn't have to be something huge and out in the public eye. But if you were looking back at your life, what steps would you have taken to become great at that? It's an important thing to think about. And then think about where you make excuses for not being great. It's easy to say, I don't have the time, the money, the energy, whatever. It's easy to say that, but those things can be changed. And the problem is that we get stuck thinking about our limitations and fighting for our limitations rather than fighting for our potential. And I've talked about this too. And when you fight for your potential, then you're going to see everything is possible. Everything is possible. And you'll stop making excuses because they don't get you where you want to go. They don't get you to greatness. They just keep you in mediocrity. They keep you in average. They keep you in below average, right? And, from a high performance perspective, also, we talk about living a charged life. And usually we just talk about that in terms of the human drives. But one of our human drives is challenge. And being great is a challenge, is it not? Right? And the more you move towards greatness, if you're inspired towards greatness, and if you're passionate about whatever it is you want to be great at, writing, gardening, cooking, whatever, then you're going to feel more charged up. You're going to live a life that's charged. And that's going to have a different quality. And I want you to think about how you're going to feel at the end of your life if you look back and you haven't done what's necessary to be great at something, or more than one thing. And I'm not saying that that's all there is to life. It's not about just achieving goals or financial success or becoming the CEO of a business or whatever. It's not just about that. What does greatness mean to you? I go back to what I asked earlier. What does greatness mean to you? Like, if your highest aspiration is to be a great parent, what does that really look like and mean to you? How are you going to become that? What do you have to do to be a great parent, to have that as your identity? I am a great parent. I would like to be a great writer. I think I'm a pretty good writer, but I could probably be a better writer. Right? Same with speaking and doing YouTube videos. I'd like to be great at it because I could impact more people. And that's another part of it. Why? Why do you want to be that? Why do you want to be great at that thing? I want to be a great writer and a great orator because I can impact more people. That's about contribution. So think about it. What will you regret at the end of your life if you did not really strive to be great at something that's important to you? And of course, it needs to be something important to you, not something that's important to somebody else. If somebody else told you to be a writer and write a book, it doesn't matter. Probably doesn't matter to you. Find something that's important to you and decide to be great at it. Choose to be great at it. And then commit to that choice. And do the things that make you great. And you might think, that doesn't matter to me. I don't care about being great. But deep down inside, in your soul, you're always striving to be better, striving to be the best you can be. You didn't come here to be mediocre. You didn't come here to be average or below average. You came here to be great at being you. And think of it that way. Be great at being you. I'm going to turn this way because I want to read you. I've quoted this before, but it's my favorite Louise Hay quote, and it's on a poster that I've had for many, many years. And it starts with, "You are great." And then it says, "There is no one else like you on the planet. There never has been and never will be. You are forever a unique divine creation." So see, you're great already. But are you expressing that? I recently shot a YouTube video and wrote a blog post about authenticity and how when you are authentic, you vibrate at a very high energy frequency. And you can't be great if you're not expressing your unique divine creation, who you are. So maybe that's all it takes for you, for all of us to be great, is to just express our unique nature, because there is no one else like us, no one else like you, no one else like me. And we need to express that. But sometimes, in my mind, my humble opinion, sometimes that expression of our divine uniqueness is about being great at something that we came here to do, that we came here in this lifetime to do. We have a gift and we are meant to express it. I have huge regrets that the last decade I wasn't writing and publishing the books that I know I'm here to write. That's what I want to be great at. I want to be great at impacting people with my words, making a positive and meaningful difference with my written words and my spoken words. But so think about it. What is your unique gift? What did you come here to be great at? Yes, you're great by just expressing your uniqueness, but part of expressing that uniqueness is putting your gifts out into the world and being great at them. So I hope this inspired you. You know me, the Inspiration to Creation coach. I'd love to know how you define greatness, and whether you feel like you're working towards greatness or have become great, anything along those lines. Leave me a comment down below. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this topic, because I got some pushback in my Inspired Creator Community session for this high performance coaching session on greatness. So I'd love to hear what you have to say on it or about it. And as I said, I'm the Inspiration to Creation coach. I am an intuitive transformational coach, and I love to help people get inspired and motivated to be great, to move out of their area of comfort, to move out of their feeling stuck, to step into their power to actually choose to express themselves authentically and to excel and to reach their human and spiritual potential. This is my passion. It really is. And I do work with people one-on-one, but I also work with groups in the Inspired Creator Community. And the link for that is up above. The Inspired Creator Community is going to be doing some changing come March. You'll be hearing about it later this month. I'm recording this in February 2024. But we're going to have a real focus on being an inspired creator, stepping into your power as a creator, getting in touch with your spiritual nature, being in spirit so that you are guided towards expressing your authenticity and creating from that higher vibration and from that spiritual guidance. And so if that's of interest to you, click on the link above. You can join anytime. But starting in March, or starting in later this month, in February, we're going to be opening the doors for 6 months only, and then again in 6 months. So it's a great time to join at the end of February. Watch for some big events I have coming up. I have an event coming up February 20th about how to create what really matters to you. And as far as I'm concerned, what really matters to all of us and to our souls and our spirits is to live a life we love. And I don't think you can really live a life you love if you are not aspiring to something higher. if you're not aspiring to express yourself authentically and hone your gifts. So if that's of interest to you, keep watching. There will be links shared on social media and by email. And I would love to have you consider joining the Inspired Creator community. It's going to be an exciting 6 months starting in March. Anyway, that is it for now. Until I talk to you next time, as I always say, go out there and achieve more inspired results. And what are inspired results? Inspired results are your creations. When you are in spirit, when you are inspired in spirit, guided spiritually, and you take action on that, you create inspired results. There's some more to it than that. I'll be teaching that in the Inspired Creator community come March. All right, that's it. Go out there and achieve more inspired results.